Hi there, I'm meteorologist Robert Speta, and let's talk about the tropics. Despite the fact that things have been relatively cooler across the southeast with mostly clear skies as high pressure is set up, we are still in tropical season. And overnight we had our newest named storm system. That is Tropical Storm Nadine, which has formed just off the coast of Belize. And at this time we have another storm system just towards the north of Hispaniola, which has been given a nearly 100% chance of development by the National Hurricane Center. If that is named, that will be called Oscar. So let's break down both of these areas and what it means for these areas across the tropics. But first, I do want to note I don't expect any direct impacts across parts of the southeast U.S., including Florida. Get that out of the way. But first, let's talk about Nadine, which at this time winds are at 45 miles per hour. But on satellite representation, we are seeing some organization with good outflow, often at low level circulation continuing to tighten up as that pressure drops now at 1,002 millibars. And I wouldn't be surprised if it gets even a bit lower. The lower the pressure, the stronger the storm system as this comes on shore there across Central America. The big issue with though is going to be the rainfall. Of course, where it comes on shore, there's those windy conditions up to sustained at 45 miles per hour, enough to knock down some trees. But the bigger issue is as it slowly tracks across Belize and even extending over towards southern areas of Mexico, we're going to be seeing the mountains across this area squeeze out that moisture. So even though it is going to be weakening, it is still going to be dropping plenty of rainfall, with that flood threat continuing to remain in place as this tracks across Central America and eventually reemerges into the eastern Pacific, where it actually could re-intensify and drift off towards the west. But definitely the big issue with this one is that rain and that chance of flooding. And once again, no expectation of this expecting to turn towards the north and heading off towards the United States. Meanwhile, we're also continuing to watch this storm system, but another area which is on satellite here on that infrared, it does look that low-level center is looking a little more organized, and on satellite imagery, this really does look like a tropical depression and even a tropical storm at this time based on Dvorak analysis. That's what we use as meteorologists to kind of analyze the storm without the benefit of recon or hurricane hunters flying through the storm. You got good outflow aloft, you have that low-level center, but as this tracks further and further towards the west, it is going to be moving into an area not favorable for further intensification. By the way, if this is named, which more than likely it will be called Oscar. So of course, Nadine right now, a tropical storm. Oscar could be developing, and then after that, Patty on our list. So let's talk about this potential storm. The key thing is we have this front that is lingering across the southeast U.S., in central Florida. This is going to act more of a blocker or a boundary, or what I like to say with tropical systems, they flow towards lower pressure. Very unlikely that a tropical system would flow uphill. That would be like water flowing backwards in a river up a mountain. So with this, it's going to run into this boundary with high pressure lingering over the southeast United States, including over the first coast. A tropical heading towards that area is not only unlikely, but more improbable than water flowing backwards up of a river, up of a mountain. So more than likely, this is going to linger around Hispaniola, maybe head over towards Cuba, get hit by its front, and kick off towards the north and east. Do note, though, hurricane season doesn't end until the end of November. So, of course, we're still in it. And even just 2 years ago, remember, we had Hurricane Nicole just off the east coast of the United States. So I know it feels cooler. Autumn does feel like it's in place at this time, but we still have tropical activity out there. And of course, we're going to continue to monitor it. So for now, Nadine, once again, expected to come on shore here in Belize on our Saturday. We're likely going to have our next named storm system called Oscar just north of Hispaniola. Could be an impact for the Turks and Caicos or eastern areas of Bahamas or even over towards Cuba. But thanks to that front, that is going to keep that further towards the south, and I don't expect any impacts in the state of Florida, and including on the First Coast. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. Be sure to check out our firstcoastnews.com Hurricane Central for more information.